My favorite part about mountaineering is that it can take you places not many people tend to ever see. Places that don't cater to tourists. A month ago, we went on an attempt to climb Mexico's third highest mountain. It was so remote that we ended up completely alone attempting the summit that day. There is no better day to leave London than on a grey day. Heavy. We traveled to Amecameca, a rural town in the eastern part of Mexico state. From there we did a day hike to help our bodies acclimatize in preparation for our main challenge. We're at a place called La Jolla, at the start of our trailhead. Our plan is to do that lovely mountain over there behind me, called Iztaccihuatl, which is the third highest mountain in Mexico.
So nice.
How do you feel about this mission?
Bloody excited. It's funny when just talking makes you out of breath.
I know. So this is an exciting day for both of us, because for the next 2 days, we're gonna gain more altitude than that. Do you know that feeling when you're walking up a flight of stairs and it gets you out of breath? This is what every single step feels like up here. This trail is particularly hard because we're not only carrying all of our camping equipment, so like the tent and the sleeping bag and stuff, but we're also carrying all of the supplies. And I have about 4 liters of water in my backpack on top of almost everything that was in it before. And Viv's backpack is pretty much the same. Wow. Popo's blowing smoke.
Really?
Yeah. That behind, by the way, is called Popocatepetl. That's the second highest mountain in Mexico. It's also an active volcano, and people are actually prohibited from climbing it. Not that that has ever stopped us before, though. He's in a hurry. One notable thing about this trip is that this isn't the first time that we plan to do this. We were actually here 3 months ago. After 1 day of arriving in Mexico City, I got food poisoning, and that put a stop to everything for like 3 days. Once that got better, we went for an acclimatization hike to a mountain that was about 3,700 meters. As we're walking, I see this big log like blocking the way in the middle of the path. And instead of just climbing over it, I remember this YouTube video I saw the night before of a guy doing parkour and doing a jump, and I was like, oh, I can jump this. Put my hand over it, threw my legs over, but I didn't see that there was this sharp tree stump at the end, and I basically impaled my foot to the side. Long story short, that caused my foot to inflame immediately, and I couldn't walk properly anymore. So it put a stop to the whole thing. I then had to go to a local decathlon with Viv, where I bought a pair of hiking poles and pretty much spent the whole of the rest of the holiday limping. And I have to say that in moments like that, I really appreciate being with Viv, because she didn't get pissed off or anything. And we had such a great holiday, even though we were moving slow from one place to the other. I think years and years ago, After putting so much planning, thought, and just caring so much about doing a trip like Iztaccihuatl, I would have gotten so angry at myself for that. But with time I don't know, I learned to let things go and just kind of understand that mistakes happen. So what we did is pretty much spend all of our savings, did a big push and came back over here
To say the least.
to try to climb it again. So now we're broke,
Broke.
but we're happy. Perito de montaña.
Hungry.
Y luego el vivo.
Wonder where we're at. Getting tough now.
You feeling okay?
Yeah. Just hard, isn't it?
Yeah. At this point, it doesn't matter who you are. You'll feel the effects of the altitude. You're sluggish, incoherent, and everything is twice as hard. We just reached a unmanned hut, which is at about 4,780 meters or something like that. And we reached it after 5 hours of hiking. Pretty sick emergency shelter. Do you wanna check the inside out?
Yeah. I got it today.
You get like places to sleep, like bunk beds. Can you feel how much warmer it is though?
So warm, it's actually funny. It makes me wonder if we should stay here. I mean, it's a bit smelly. Little bit smelly. You getting all the crosses? That is pretty crazy.
We're the only ones right now that are in the refuge. And Viv made a very good point that we should just stay here.
Mate, it's a lazy point. It is a lazy point.
It's also a very true point, because if we were to put a tent up, then we have to take it down at 3 a.m.
In torchlight, with freezing things. My hands are cold enough right now.
So yeah, we'd much rather be in the smelly hut behind us, which is actually pretty warm inside as well. So far it's only us, and I hope it's gonna stay just me and Viv. We're gonna blow up our air mattresses and put the sleeping bags down, make some food, and then probably stay awake paranoid the whole night thinking that someone's gonna come and murder us.
I bet.
So for dinner, we have these decathlon meals. They only take a little bit of water, boiling water or hot water. Viv came up with an ingenious idea, because we didn't want to take a stove with us. So she was just like, why don't we grab a couple of thermos bottles and go to the hotel and ask them if they can fill it up with boiling hot water. It's 1 liter of hot water in here. This lasts for like 13 hours. Ingenious.
15 minutes.
This is how my one looks like. Kinda looks like instant mash and flakes. And if you know me whatsoever, you know that I love mash and I love potatoes. And now all I have to do is stir and wait. Oh my god, it actually smells like mash. So excited. So excited not to be carrying that 1 liter bottle tomorrow as
Oh
well.
my god, so true.
Sit, there's room for both of us. So it kind of became, this is gonna tip. Man, I am not one of those food guys, so I don't have a strategy for this.
Not a food blogger.
Not a food blogger.
I mean, check out mine. Don't know if mine looks more appetizing or less appetizing.
What was
Chili non carne.
it? Yeah, that was the funniest name. Chili non carne. This is so much better than I can do it.
I was gonna say mine's pretty awful, but
Is it?
no, it's good.
Okay.
It actually does taste like chicken pie. Oh wow,
Good enough.
fresh. Sorry.
That's nice. Spicy.
That's
No.
what I needed, like a hot meal.
So we had some food. I want you to see what difference a half hour makes up here. Check this out. That's where we're heading up tomorrow. I feel like we might just be the only people on this mountain, and that tomorrow we're just gonna go and summit by ourselves. I hope so anyway. Oh, it's 3 a.m. right now. We both woke up with a splitting headache, one of the signs of altitude sickness. But to an extent that's normal where we are right now. And that behind me is Mexico City. Ready to go, Viv? Slowly taking some elevation. Just me and Viv trying to find the right trail. Starting to be a bit more scrambly up here. It's eerie when the vantage point you're climbing to is across. I genuinely don't have words for how gassed we are right now. How far we're and how hard we're finding this whole thing. We are nearly at the ridge. I think that one actually is Mexico City. We reached the middle of the ridge, that's why you can see both sides. We reached 5,000 meters. First time for me, first time for Viv. It's 6 a.m. now. We've been going for 3 hours and you can finally see the sunrise. You can also see Pico de Orizaba, which is the highest mountain in Mexico. The route we're doing is called Arista del Sol, which means Ridge of the Sun. And once you're on it, it makes all of the sense why it's called that. Wow. The challenging part of Iztaccihuatl was that for every 20 meters you climb, you have to go back down and do it all over again. We did this for 3 hours, going at a painfully slow pace. At an altitude of over 5,000 meters, this very quickly became demoralizing. We came all this way and we realized that it was a fake summit and we need to head up that one. Man, this thing is testing every bit of endurance that we have.
And we haven't even gone back. We need to go up so much to go back.
It's here that we thought we reached the summit. A few days later, when looking back at the footage, I realized we didn't make the true summit. We thought we were on it, but it turns out that it was one ridge and a few meters away. It didn't matter. We got what we came for. I don't regret coming back here, by the way. Coming back to Mexico and doing this.